This is the related video to my short video on hairs investigation I did. This is an alpaca fiber. I wanted to just see what the different types of substrate that I could find to use in my breeder beds to help aphrodisiac effect to get these worms to start laying more cocoons. And this is alpaca fiber here. There's a big difference between fiber and wool, and the alpaca fibers are very, very dry fiber. And so I'm wanting to just kind of show you it's breaking down really nicely. So it's not that, in my opinion, it's not that it's just a tough type of wool to use because it doesn't break down. I see that it's breaking down at the same rate I feel like the wool breaks down. But as far as finding the worms within it, I'm not seeing the worms going crazy there. On the edges, no worms really. Now it seems there. I found one, and it was obviously just going around the edge, but maybe it didn't want to go in here. I'm finding almost no worms and nearly no cocoons. Can't tell if it's drier because I'm not 100% sure on how much moisture this soaks up. Wool, I know, will soak up 30% moisture without feeling wet. So we know it's gained a lot of moisture before it starts to feel wet. Now, I see one cocoon here. I see another cocoon here. Now, that could have just fallen from the top, but I didn't see any falling on the top here. And I don't see any falling on the top of the dog fur. I do see one little guy there in the dog fur. This will go through now is the wool, and down in, I'm finding some here going right down in, quite a few right in the center portion. Now this was probably some that I just threw back in here, but obviously you can see there's a lot more traveling through this wool. Here. Now, whether that was just because it's in the center of the bed, that's a whole nother level of, hey, how do we know? But I'm just trying to tease out that information. This was very loaded right here on the side in the previous video. I've obviously disturbed them, but there's quite a few down there, so they're starting to work their way down. They're a little upset that I did that. Now, you can see all these on the side here, so they seem to want to congregate there at the wool. This is our piece of dog. We're not finding any congregating anywhere on here. This is very matted, so I can't really pull it apart to see if we have worms in it, but I'm going to assume there's none in there because they just simply can't hardly penetrate that. It's so felted together. So I felt that that was very interesting information that I found doing this investigation between the three different types of fiber. They're all fiber. This is wool. This would be an animal fur, dog. And this is our alpaca fiber. Not exactly sure what all these differences are, but I do know the sweat from the sheep create a soot that does feed a certain bacteria. Maybe that's what the worms are after. And alpaca seems to want to be a lot more dry. They roll in the dirt to stay dusty. And so that may be the big factor, different types of bacteria being harbored within the different types of molecular structure of the fiber. Put it that way. It's very in-depth, scientific, chemistry involved, biology involved. Everything matters. It's all down to the minute details that create different situations for different types of substrate. So we'll continue to do some in-depth investigation on different types of substrates and really learn about each substrate so we can maybe tease out the factor that causes one to be better than the other. I do know the dog likes to roll in, like, say, mud, and that is supposedly to get the dirt down into the fibers so that it can dry, and that decreases the moisture within and reduces the I don't even want to call them parasites anymore, but no fleas. They don't want to live in that dry, no mites, don't want to live in that, no lice, want to live in that real dry environment. And so these two here have very dry environments. This one is a very waxy, oily environment, and it seems the worms like that much more than the drier environment substrates that these two animals prefer to live in than this animal. I'm not sure why the different animals prefer those different, but it's something probably in the gut that is driving everything. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you like this types of information. I'm trying to get to another level here on this microbial farming and figure out the different things that can make exponential differences when we really focus in with our goggles and see beyond what the eye can see. I hope you guys come back and stay safe and stay tuned.